for physics portion only. Our first question is a charge of our first question is a charge of 25 microcoulomb having spread on a surface of varying radius, angle is theta 0 to pi, and phi is 0 to pi by 2. We have to find the flux. So to find the flux, we now phi uh, is equal to E dot ds. Here E is q by 4 pi r square charge density, r square sin theta d theta d phi. R square cancel each other. Q by 4 pi comes out of our bracket. Now phi is varying from 0 to pi by 2 and theta is varying 0 to pi. Sin theta d theta d phi. Q by 4 pi 0 to pi sin theta d theta d phi has value pi by 2. Pi cancel each other. Q by 8 comes out. Now integration of sin theta is cos theta, putting the value 0 and pi. Integration of sin theta is minus of cos theta, q by 8. After putting value becomes 2, it's 4. Q has value 25 microcoulomb divided by 4. That comes out equal to 6.25 microcoulomb. So it's our question number 3. Option number 3 is correct. Now we move over next question. Choose the incorrect. The moment of inertia of a uniform circular ring of mass m radius r is 3 by 2 mr square, and moment of inertia of circular disk of mass m and radius r is 5 by 4 mr square, and the moment of inertia of solid sphere of mass m radius r is 2 by 3 mr square, and moment of inertia of mass m radius r is 5 by 3 mr square. We need to check which of this option is incorrect. As we know, moment of a uniform circular disk, that is 1 by 2 mr square. Uniform circular moment of inertia of uniform circular disk is 1 by 4 mr square. Uniform circular ring is 1 by 2 mr square. Uniform circular solid sphere is 2 by 5 mr square. Uniform circular hollow sphere is 2 by 3 mr square. According to theorem of parallel axis, tangent is a line that touching the circle outside. So I is equal to ICM plus M d the square. Here the distance between center and that is d. Firstly, we find the circular disk. A circular disk has 1 by 4 moment of inertia at center and M are the square. So it comes out equal to 5 by 4 M are the square. So our option, the second option is correct. Now moment of inertia of ring, that is to find the moment of inertia of second is 1 by 4, sorry 1 by 2 mr square plus mr square. That comes out equal to 3 by 2 mr the square. So our option A is also correct. Next is our option C. To check option C, Solid sphere has moment of inertia 2 by 5 mr square plus mr square. That comes out equal to 7 by 5 mr the square. Next is hollow sphere. Its moment of inertia is 2 by 3 mr square plus mr square. That comes out equal to 5 by 3 mr square. So our option 4 is also correct. Option 3 is incorrect. So we can conclude that our option 3 is incorrect. So in this question, option 3 is valid. Now we move on our next question. In our next question, a police car is with moving with a police car with its 300 hertz siren is moving toward a warehouse and speed is 30 meter per second, intending to cross the door. What frequency crash the door? What frequency of the sound reflected from the warehouse does the driver police car hear if speed of sound is 340 meter per second? In this question, on a road there is a warehouse. A police car is coming at a speed 30 meter per second. It's a buzz a horn or siren whose frequency is 300 Hz. Speed of the sound is 340 meter per second. Now we apply here Doppler effect. According to Doppler effect, if source is stationary and object is moving, so our formula is F naught is equal to F V plus V naught divided by V. Here V is sorry here is here V is velocity with which our sound V is velocity of sound, V naught is velocity of our object or velocity of our next is when source is moving, object at rest. So F is equal to Fs V V minus Vs. We apply here these both the formulas. Now first frequency with which warehouses, that is F is equal to V plus V of V plus V minus V naught. In this object is moving but object source is moving, object is in stationary. So frequency of the siren is 300, velocity of sound is 340, and 340 minus velocity of car is 30. So after solving this we get frequency is 329.03 hertz. Now this horn car strikes with the this warehouse frequency with the frequency of 329.03 hertz. Now this warehouse reflect the frequency. So reflection of frequency is we now let other object is stationary and source is moving. So here we applied formula F naught is equal to V plus V naught divided by Vs. Frequency that it's heard by reflected is 332.903 hertz, 340 plus. So with which frequency our source is moving toward the warehouse, and warehouse is also we let warehouse is moving toward the if object is stationary, warehouse is moving toward the source with the same frequency, that is 30 divided by 340. So after solving this we get 358.09 hertz, that is approximately equal to 358 hertz. So our option fourth is correct. Our next question is question number 104. In this question, consider the following statement. The conductor's surface is equipotential surface charge density present on the outer surface of the conductor. Which of the option is correct? Both 1 and 2 is correct, 1 is correct, 1 and 2 is incorrect, only 1 is correct, only 2 is correct. Net in conductors, equipotential surface. Conductor is the equipotential surface. How? If we make a wire or rod connected with battery of 5 volt, this rod can carrying approximate equal to 5 volt potential. So conductor is the equipotential surface. And another point, surface charge density of is the present outer surface of the conductor. As we know, inside the conductor electric field is zero. So all the charges come outside the at the surface of the conductor. So both option A and B is correct. So option 1 is correct. Next we move over next question. Question number 105. That question is, Radha presses her physics textbook against the vertical wall with her hand to find the direction of friction exerted on the book by the wall. Let we have a wall at which a textbook is posed. Radha applies the force in this direction, but normal force is going on outward direction. Due to gravity or weight, books is coming downward, but the frictional force is coming in upward. So our frictional force direction is upward. Next, our question number 106 is, our question number 106 is, a telescope includes at least three lenses between the object and eye. In our a telescope, there exist three lenses. Each have refractive index 1.5. When the lenses surface are ideally clean, the minimum reflection loss of energies. To find the reflection, we apply the formula mu2 minus mu1 upon mu2 plus mu1 whole square. Here, reflection of lenses mu2 and mu1 is here. So 1.5 minus 1, 1.5 plus 1 the whole square. 1.5 minus 1 is 0.25 and 1.5 plus 1 is 2.25. So 1.5 is 0.5 and 1.5 2.5 the whole the square. Point cut each other, 5 cut each other. We get 1 by 5 the whole square. So R is equal to 1 by 25. So reflection coefficient comes equal to 0.0 the 4. In lenses, there are two surfaces. One is this and another one is this. So total there is six surfaces. 6 into 0.0. That comes out equal to 0.0. 24. Now, there is a loss of energy due to total internal reflection is 0.24 into 100%, that is equal to 24%. As we know, total internal transmission plus reflection is equal to 1. So transmittance is 1 minus r. Here is transmittance of from 6 surfaces, so we get 1 by minus r by 6. 1 minus 0.2 for the 6. That comes out equal to 0.9 0.76 the 6. When this comes out, we can approximate equal to 0.783. Now our fraction transmission is 78.3%. Loss of transmission is 1 minus 78.3%. That is comes out equal to 21.7%. So our option second is correct. In this question, firstly we find the reflection coefficient, then find its loss, then find the transmission coefficient and find its loss. After in the last we get a relation of minimum reflection loss. That is 1 minus transmittance loss is equal to 21.7%. It's option number 2 which is correct. Our next question is question number 107. In this question, we have given a beam of polarized light is incident on polarizer with cross section 3.2 10 to the power minus 4 meter the square. The energy flux is 10 to the power minus 3 watt. The polarizer rotates with angular frequency 3.14 radian per second. Energy of the light passing through the polarizer per revolution will be. So, I is equal to I naught cos square theta. I average is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I d theta integration 0 to pi. So after solving the relation we get I naught is equal to 2. Firstly we find the value of I naught. I naught is equal to energy per unit area. Energy is equal to power per unit area energy. Energy is power. So power is given in the question is 10 to the power minus 3 watt and area has value 3 into 10 to the power minus 4. Solving this we get I naught value is 10 by 3. Now I average is equal to I naught by 2, that comes 10 by 3 into 1 by 2. This relation comes out equal to 5 by 3. Next, to find the energy, we have formula half P into T. Energy is equal to half. Power is or I average. Next, we find time period. Time period is 2 pi by omega. 2 pi divided by 31.4. This relation comes out equal to 1 by 5. Power is 10 to the power minus 3 and time is 1 by 5. When we solve this form, we get 10 to the power minus 4. So our option is So our option A is correct from this point. Our next question is the wavefront of coming from this distant source of unknown shape is nearly equal to. When a wavefront is coming from very far or an unknown source, the observer feels only plain wavefront. Our question number 109 is for sustained interference, optical path difference between the superposing wave is less than the coherence length. And second option is the resultant maximum intensity of the n-coherence wave will be n square times intensity. Third is the reflected light of its excessive a thin film appears bright. The state of polarization affects the interference. So, in our first part, if path is greater than coherence, then there is a regular phase shift. Next is if maximum interference is uncoherent wave will be n square times. By this, amplitude adds linearly and intensity is square. Amplitude is proportional to I the square. And next is the reflected light and excessive thin is equal to Ty. Here we get, this option is incorrect because when we get thickness is greater than lambda, so there is number of slabs add. This creates change in phase of the light, change in phase. So that's why we don't get we're not getting the bright, we get dark fringes here. The state of polarization affect interference, yes, polarization affect interference. So we can say that our option 3 is incorrect. It's the correct option of 109. Question number 109. Last question of today's lecture is microwaves. Microwaves are produced by electric oscillator oscillating the current. Yes, microwaves are produced by electric current or oscillating current. Ozone layers convert ultraviolet radiation to infrared radiation. This option is incorrect because light comes from sun is all the type of waves, all the type of EM waves, but UV rays not convert the ultraviolet to infrared. They went back. Some of the radiations are converted, but not all of the these. So our only statement one is correct. Thank you, friends. In the next lecture, we discuss question number 111 to 120 of this lecture series.